Hibulb Conversations welcomes tribal elder Walt Campbell as our guest today. One of 10 children, Walt learned of his Tulalip roots later in life, eventually moving back to the reservation where his mother was born. Hi, and welcome to Hibulb Conversations. I'm Mytyl Hernandez, and with us today is Walt Campbell. Hi, Walt.
Hi.
Welcome. I'm so happy to see you this morning.
Me too.
Thank you for joining us. We'd love to get started hearing a little bit about you and your background. Will you tell us where you were born?
I was born in Everett, November 27th, 1944. I lived on 27th my first couple of years, and then my parents moved to Tacoma when I was two or three, and so I basically grew up in Tacoma.
And who are your grandparents and parents?
My mother is Catherine Campbell. My grandpa is Ambrose Bagley, full-blooded Duwamish. And my grandma is Katie Bagley. She lived here on the reservation with Ambrose. And she died when I was like 5. That's when I came up here on a bus. It seemed like you're going cross country then, because Old 99, that was the freeway, you know, coming up here. It seemed like, you know, when you're only 5, it seems like forever, you know.
All the way from Tacoma?
Yeah. But they had her right there where Chuck lives, laying on something, and people are dancing around her. She was dying. And I asked my mother, what are they doing? Because I've never seen this before. You know, and they said, oh, they're driving out the evil spirits. Back then. You know, a lot of drum, boom, 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 boom. A lot of people there. I can just vaguely remember it, you know. She died on October 31st, 1950. So, you know, I was very young.
Mm-hmm. Where did your parents meet?
Well, the story goes, William Shelton he was selling milk, my dad. And my mom would go down and buy milk from him. and so that's where they met. And my mother didn't even like milk.
She just liked your dad?
Yeah. So I guess that's where they met.
Did your parents or grandparents attend boarding schools?
Yes, my dad went to Chima. And Tess and I went down to the archives and seeing this for ourselves. You know, my dad was send his mother letters up to Haynes. And I don't know, it was the boarding school, just threw them in the garbage.
Yeah.
And his mother was sending letters from Haynes to Chima in Oregon, and he never received them. So my dad didn't seem like nobody wanted him, you know. So he graduated from Chima at 18, but they tried to keep him there. Mm-hmm. But him and William Shelton ran away. You know. So I just think the stress my dad had, and his mother, mm-hmm. you know, not hearing from her son.
Yeah, Oregon to Alaska.
Yeah. So that's what I know about them.
I understand you're one of 10 siblings.
Yes.
And where do you fall in that order?
In the middle.
And who are your siblings?
There's Catherine Campbell. She's like 89. Yeah, she's 10 years older than I am.
Is she the oldest?
Yes.
Okay.
Then there's Jeanette, Joan, Sandra. Then there's one in between after Sandra. Oh, Russell. Russell died when he was 14 out in the hop field.
Oh, wow.
Then there's one between me and Russell, right? Christine. Yeah, so then there was me, then Helen, then John.
You're closer
then
towards
Don,
the bottom. Oh, then
Don. Then Charlie.
Oh, okay, wow.
Yeah, it was a crowded little house in Tacoma. The projects. That thing couldn't have been 800 square feet. I slept on the couch. And yeah, we're very, very poor. But when you're a kid, you don't realize it, you know. They moved all the houses out of there. Our house is the only house up there in Salishan. My dad was making too much money, so they were kicking him out. You know, but they let him stay there till they finally found a house. It's right above the Tacoma Dome.
Yeah, looks big.
It's not that big. It looks big. It's only had three bedrooms. But that was like 1956.
Okay.
I think they paid, what, $6,000 for it?
There's a lot of money.
Back then it was. But then eventually the freeway took it.
Oh.
Yeah.
And how did your parents end up relocating to Tacoma from Tulalip?
Oh, my dad couldn't get a job up here, and he had a license for a fireman, to put him out, a boiler fireman. So he got a job at the Indian Hospital, you know, as a fireman, because he had the license.
Wow.
But he also had a license. He didn't tell us much about his life, but in his drawer we found he had a license for, I don't know what the tonnage, it's probably just tugs, but he had a license, first engineer's license. He never discussed it with us. You know, we seen the license, you know, in his drawer after he died.
What are some of your favorite childhood memories?
But believe it or not, every summer we went to the berry fields. Ever since I can remember, you're 2 or 3 years old, you go to the berry fields. You go from strawberries start out, raspberries, then you go to hops in August. That's where we spent every summer, out in the berry fields and cabins.
Working?
Yes. And you slept on hay.
Okay.
You had a 25-watt bulb in the center of the cabin. And basically all you did is sleep in there, you know. And there's a wood stove, it's, you know, at 90 degrees, and you have to cook off that stove.
Wow.
And that, I don't know how he did it. Outside house, toilet, no running water. You had to go pump water there, you know. It was, but, you know, we just got used to it, you know, because every summer, you know, like from one field to another, you'd go to another cabin, you know, strawberry field to raspberries to the hop field.
Can you tell us about this group of kids?
That's probably, I'd say, 1949 or 48. There's myself, Russell. This is Guy's birthday right there, Johnny. There's Sandra. But look at that. There's black people. There's white people there, and look at them. They look very, very poor. Yeah, we lived right next door to Johnny Lynch. Yeah. He was a friend of mine. I'd take the bus up to his place, which eventually we moved up there after we sold that house there. The freeway took it. We moved over 13th and Prospect. And Johnny Lynch's house wasn't like a block away from there.
What schools did you attend?
You know, I went to Hawthorne. Well, they had a school right close to us when we lived in Salishan. They closed that down, and they built a new school in Salishan. So it was a brand new school when we started going there. So we went there to fifth grade. 6th grade went to Hawthorne. 7th grade went to Galt. 1960 I went to Lincoln. Started my junior year there. Went to 61, 62. 62, we moved over 13th and Prospect in 61. I was forced to go to Stadium. I was going to Lincoln. And all these guys I knew from kindergarten are people, you know. It was terrible in my senior year to go to Stadium.
And why did you have to do that?
I was out of the district, I guess. Yeah, I think my homeroom teacher seen me. Every morning she was on the bus too.
Oh, saw you commuting?
Yeah. You know, the bus was only, 10 cents? You know, I was never late, or anything. I was always there, But, I didn't fight it. I just went to Stadium. But I only had to go there for a couple hours in the afternoon. I went to Bates College in the afternoon. But I graduated from Stadium in 1963.
What did you do after high school?
I just did odd jobs and got drafted, went in the Army. Went to California for basic training, then Missouri for another training. And when we were in Missouri, they post your next assignment on a wall. But, this is the height of Vietnam. So there were people shooting themselves in the foot, saying they were gay to get out of the Army. Because, they thought they were going to go to Vietnam.
Yeah.
But I was so surprised, when they posted it. I was going to Germany. For that time, I was so lucky, instead of going the other way, I was real lucky. And they sent us to New Jersey.
My favorite.
Then to New York. We sailed out of New York for England. Then the ship, big ship, it was called the Rose. We went to Bremerhaven, Germany. Then took the train to my home station, Bamberg, Germany. I was there for 18 months.
Let's take a quick break, and I'd love to hear more about your time in the military when we get back with more Hibulb Conversations. Welcome to the Hibulb Cultural Center and Natural History Preserve, where you'll discover the journey of the Tulalip tribes. Our interactive displays introduce you to the legacy of the Tulalip people told in our words and voices. A journey for all to experience. Welcome back to Hibulb Conversations. We're here with Walt Campbell. Walt, tell me about your time on the East Coast and on the Rose.
They had us do duties like I was in the mess hall. And God, it was really rough. Like this stuff would be on the table. They had this, corners on it so it wouldn't fall off, but they were just, and the whole kitchen you could hear banging around. It was really rough. It was November.
Okay.
Going across the Atlantic. It's very rough.
And you left from New York?
Yeah, but I didn't get, there were so many troops on there. I tried to get out to see the Statue of Liberty, but we couldn't get out. It was just full of people trying to get up, I missed that. And then they didn't they didn't tell us that they put our duffel bags and locked them up. So whatever you had, that's all you had. I had one extra pair of underwear I washed once, and I put them under my pillow, and somebody stole them.
Oh no. And where were you headed?
We're headed to Germany. I spent 18 months in Germany. I got to go to England. It was a bridge company, combat engineers. We took our trucks and drove them down to Marseille in France. That was really exciting because we got to see, France, and part of Germany too, but all the way down to France to Marseille. There's two of us. It was really weird when they were he wasn't from my company. There were different companies going, but so I just said, we'll put you two Campbells together. His name was William Campbell, my dad's name. But anyway, so we dropped the trucks off in France. They put them on ships and delivered them in Liverpool. We flew to Liverpool. This doesn't take, it takes time. We finally got hooked back up. Let me back up. The Army loaded them up with obsolete ammunition from France, because France kicked us out. Who's that? President Legault. And this obsolete, they just didn't want to leave that ammunition there. It was obsolete, but that's what this whole thing was about. When we picked up our trucks, they were full of ammunition. We went to somewhere in the center of England, in these rolling hills. They put all this ammunition in tunnels. You couldn't see them from the air of the tunnels, because it was been there since World War II, all that. But that was a really experience for me to go across France, then to England. We were only there for 30 days. Then I flew back. No, we took our trucks back to Germany.
And how long were you stationed there?
18 months.
And how did you like Germany?
It was nice. It looked just like Washington.
Really?
Yeah, green. It was nice.
And so after 18 months, were you discharged?
Yes, I was discharged in New York.
Did you get to see the Statue of Liberty then?
No. But what I remember getting discharged, for some reason, the only thing you had to throw back is this big heavy jacket. And the stack was just, it was just amazing.
Yeah,
Stacks of jackets.
huge.
Now, there's a lot of us getting discharged. And there was officers posted there with money stacked on both sides. And then there's guys with machine guns behind you. And you'd go up there and go, your number, US 563-80925. That's my number. I still remember it. And he would go, then that's your discharge.
And give you a stack of money?
Not that much.
Well.
It was my vacation.
Yeah.
You know, it's like $300 or $400. And
What'd you do with it?
bought a car,
Okay.
58 Chevy. But I got on, my plans was I was going to go around looking at New York, but I just went to JFK and
Went home.
went home.
And you came back to Tacoma, or did you come back to Tulalip?
No, I went to Tacoma.
Okay. And then what did you do after the military?
Oh, let's see, what did I do? Oh, just odd jobs until I was taking my mother up here to the BIA, you know, the old office.
In Everett?
Yeah. But, you know, she had 200 some acres, so there's always something going on. She was checking on. So once I seen a job there for a carpenter helper, I thought, yeah, I want that job. And I kept asking the lady, what about this job? And she just gave some excuse. But like the third time I went in there, my mother had a lot of business there, you know, with all this land up here. So she goes, how would you like a job on a ship? And I go, you know, to myself, right, I was in the Army, how's a ship how am I gonna get a job on the ship? But, so I did like she said, there was more than, she lined us up with three guys. We went down by Lake Union and with these applications, and the lady, Asian lady, you know, told us, take these applications over to the surveyor and see so and so. So we go down below, and this guy's desk is there, and let me see these for a second.
Oh.
No, I just want to say, he was going like this, and we gave him these applications. We watched. He never looked at them.
Never once?
No. So we're hired, you know.
Just right out the gate?
Yeah, probably before we got there, we were hired. You know what it was? They wanted minorities.
Okay.
That's why we got in.
And what was the job?
Just ordinary seaman.
And for what company?
NOAA.
Okay.
National Oceanic Atmosphere Administration.
So what did you do?
We're just a seaman.
Yeah?
Yeah. But no, that's not it. So he's looking at these applications just like you are. Never looked at them though.
Yeah.
And he goes, okay guys, there's 3 or 4 of us. Pack your bags. 4 days, we leave for Samoa.
Oh.
Once in a lifetime.
Yeah.
No, so we're all just talking like, man.
Excited?
Yeah. We couldn't believe it. And sure enough, we get hired, get on a ship, pulls out of Seattle like February. It's cold here. Get out 3 or 4 days, it's sunny. There's these flying fish jumping up on the deck.
Oh my gosh.
But, you know, we spent 30 days in Samoa.
Did you like it?
Oh, yeah, we did. It
Beautiful.
was survey, yeah. You know, I packed survey stuff around for the guys doing the survey.
Yeah.
We went all over this island, you know, up steep hills, you know, like they needed, the bay was surveyed. But then we left. We're working, and all of a sudden, the ship's making a U-turn. You know, we're real low. We don't know nothing. The guys I'm working with, they say, "What's going on?" We don't know. And pretty soon, somebody come, "We're headed back to Samoa."
Oh.
What? Yeah. They had stowaways. Two girls.
Oh no.
They hit them up in the boats.
Oh my gosh.
then that same guy that hired us that got us all together, and he's the crew, said, I know there were more people knew about this. I didn't know anything. And the guys I was talking to said, we didn't know anything. It was an engine room, I think,
Yeah.
that hit them. Because
Wow.
they could just take a plate of food
Yeah.
from the galley and bring it up to this launch and feed the girls.
Yeah.
You know, I got pictures of them
You do?
leaving the boat.
Wow.
Yeah. So got them off the boat. Guess where the ship went to there? Lima, Peru.
Oh my gosh, right from Samoa?
Yep.
Okay. So how long were you in Peru?
Oh, just 3 or 4 days. Enough to go look around.
Yeah.
Then back to Seattle.
And then did you stay with Noah for longer than that?
Oh yeah, I stayed there 9 years.
Okay.
Yeah. But no, it was always interesting. Interesting work. That ship, that was one ship. Then I got a job on another ship. And it would go to Alaska every year. Well, no, we went to Hawaii too. When you go across the equator, there's a little initiation where you walk the plank and you get a certification that you went past this time zone.
Yeah.
I got 2 of them.
The international time zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
So what did you do after you left Noah?
Well, I got a job on the ferries.
Okay. What kind of work was that?
There's a guy that came down in front of mine. He goes, I've been thinking about getting off there anyway because Tessa's 2 or 3, you know. And I said, hey, Walt, just go down to First Avenue at the Union there and sign up. And went and signed up and eventually got called and worked on the ferry as a deckhand. And I put 24 years in there.
Okay. And so did you get married and have Tessa during the ferry or before?
I got ferried when I was on Noah.
Okay. So tell me about some of your hobbies.
Well, you know, I just do a lot of carpenter work. I got an old car in 1967, Camaro. I restored it.
Wow.
I've had it for 50 years. It's still in the garage.
I was going to say, I've never seen it.
You haven't?
No, I don't think so.
When Tessa was born, we were living in Auburn. And at 4 o'clock in the morning, I drove to the hospital and doing 80 miles an hour I thought we'd get stopped, but we never did to get to the hospital.
What brought you here to Tulalip? What brought you back to Tulalip?
Mostly the land. Mother left us. There was 8 of us at one time. We divided up 80 acres. Everybody got 10 acres. So that's why I came back.
Okay. With all of your life experiences, do you have any advice for young people?
Well, you just got to go to work every day. I mean, I think that's one thing my dad taught us is, you know, work. Oh yeah, I gotta tell you one part.
Oh yeah.
My dad, about brushing our teeth. He didn't say brush. He might have got this from Chamal, I don't know. But he said, did you wash your teeth? Every night he would say that. Did you wash your teeth?
I like that.
Not all of us washed our teeth.
Thank you so much for visiting with us today, Walt. We appreciate you sharing your history and your life with us. And thank you for watching Hibulb Conversations. I'm Mytyl Hernandez. Until next time.